Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing another book video. And today is actually the first day of the 12 vlogs of Christmas. That's kind of my name for the Vlogmas. So anyways, and for today's video, we're going to be reviewing every single book that I read um, in November. In November, I like to consider the month of working on finishing book series. So I worked on that. I had a couple books that came out in October that helped in working towards completing the book series. So, yes, and yeah. So I'll show you. These are all the books that I read in the month of November. And I'm in this new, I'm buying all my books right now. I have bookshelf here, bookshelf here, bookshelf here, and bookshelf here. So I'm like, oh, my book cart is over here. So I'm surrounded by all my books right now. This is where I'm gonna start filming most of my videos. So my book videos, I mean, that is. I'm going to pull up the one sec. I'm gonna pull up my reviews of all the books. I have all of the books except for two of them. I don't have right now, but I will bring them. Alright, so the first book that I read of November, I started on November 2nd actually, because I just got really busy around Halloween and stuff. So it is the Things Gods Break, which is the sequel to the Games Gods Play, which came out last year. This one came out in October. This book came out in October, and I was able to read it, and I was able to get it, and I read it, and I got the special edition too. I love the fire streaks or whatever. Anyways, this book was absolutely amazing. I actually think I liked the first book better than the second one, but because I feel like they were kind of stuck and there's a lot of time travel in this book, and I don't necessarily like time travel, so yeah. And anyways, so I read this book and I rated it 4 stars. The first book was rated 5 stars. This one's rated 4 stars, even though I loved both equally. So we're gonna put also the fireplace to put all the books that I have read. Okay, then I put them all here. There you go. Just look at them. Okay, and then the next book I read this month was the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series. And I really did not like the first book. So I was hesitant going into the rest of the series, but I actually really did love the second book. So I actually rated the first book was 3 stars. This one was 4 stars. And I absolutely loved getting further into the series. The first book was kind of just like a little starter. So yes, I read the second book in the series, the Sea of Monsters, and I rated it 4 stars. And then next book I read this month was the third book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and I rated this one 4 stars also, because I feel like it wasn't better, but it wasn't worse than the second book. It was kind of the same vibes. But yeah, and then the third book I read this month was actually the third book. Oh wait, sorry. The next book I read this month was actually The Bonds of Hercules, which is the sequel to The Blood of Hercules, which I actually read a couple months ago. And this book just came out in October, and I was so excited to read it. And yeah, so I read this book, and it was a huge, huge 5-star read for me. The first book was a 5 star, the second book was a 5 star, and I'm definitely going to read more books by this author in the future. I love her. And this is actually the second book in a duology, so the book series is complete, and I'm kind of sad. Kind of sad. Also, I joined um, what was it? I forget what it was called. They're also, okay, um, I joined her newsletter, and I got a bonus chapter from this book, which was kind of cute. So I loved it. And I also just love the audiobook, made it that much better. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely huge 5-star. And then the next book I read this month was the fourth book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series. And this book was, I think it was actually one of my favorites. I rated it a 4.5 star. But I feel like it was pretty good. It was kind of, I don't know how to explain it much besides that, but I feel like my favorite book so far in the series has been this, either this one or the second one. But yeah, so there's only one more book in the Percy Jackson Olympian series that I haven't read yet, and I'm going to read it this month. So yeah. And then continuing on my continuing finishing book series, I read the sixth book in the Harry Potter series. I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and watched the movie, and I really enjoyed this book. I actually crazy. I read it in 4 days, and honestly, I just really liked this book so much. I rated a solid 4.5 stars, and yeah, and I just really enjoyed it, and there's not much else I could say about it. It's, I wouldn't say it was my favorite book in the book series, because I still am putting that with number 3, but I really enjoyed it. Actually, number 3 and 5 tie for my favorite, but this has got to be one of my second favorites. I just loved it so much. But there are parts that I wish were in the movie, that were in the book, that were in the book, and not in the movie, and I'm kind of sad about that. But it was still a good book overall. So, after that, I decided to celebrate because Bonds of Hercules completed a series. So I decided to start a new book series. Also, I was at my grandma's house. This is the only book I had. So, I started a new book series, and honestly, it was a 5-star read, first off. Drumroll please. Oh, you can't this one. It was ACOTAR, Court of Thorns and Roses. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I've been so excited to read this book. This book and also my fantasy shelf is right here. Powerless, most been excited to read, but ACOTAR, definitely been excited to read. And I'm so happy I finally read it. This was a solid 5-star read. The ending was so high stakes, and I don't even know what else to say. I feel like the book ended so well. I'm like, why is it a whole series? But I'm excited to read the rest of the series. It will probably wait until January, though. But because I have a lot of books to read in December. But besides that, yeah, I really enjoyed that. And, oh, see, these are all the books that I read in November. I actually own all of them. I did not read any library books this month. Those are all the books that I read in November. And, oh my god, they're falling. Okay. Oh my god, they're in a phone. Oh, okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be tomorrow because it's 12 days of Vlogmas. I'm going to be, yes, 12 days of Vlogmas, and I'm going to be posting a video every single day. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow.